AEDT 1170U Case Study by Brendanoldman. The topic at hand: why humans are so eager to stay connected and our desire to create new technology to communicate through. How do you stay on top of your gossip and news? Are you logging onto Facebook daily? Do you check Twitter hourly? Does anyone even use voicemail nowadays? How many different ways can we get connected? My motivation. Have you ever gone out to a show and sat down behind someone who can't seem to disconnect? What could be so important? I asked myself, didn't that person pay to watch this movie? Silence is golden. Silence was golden. Why do we need it? We are trying to show our true self through the things we possess. I have come to understand that we rely on others' reactions to oneself because of our sense of insecurity. We showcase our possessions and attributions to receive a blanket of security from others. Basically, we use the things we own to show who we are. You can see that by 2011, over 80% of households had a mobile device. Interesting to see that in 1991, less than 5% had a mobile form of communication, just 20 years prior. In 1982, there were 4.6 billion people in the world and not a single mobile phone subscriber. Today, there are 7 billion people in the world and 6 billion mobile phone subscribers. This statistic as of 2010. How does our brain react when the phone rings? Experts believe that because cell phones have become a fifth limb for many, people now live in a constant state of phone vigilance, and even hearing sounds that seem like a telephone's ring can send an expectant brain into action. Because people are often anticipating a call, they often interpret unrelated stimuli such as a chair leg dragging against the floor or trousers rubbing their leg as a phone call. Has our brain changed as a result of this constant mobile connection? People are using a sound trigger to control emotions. The most controlling device in our life right now is a cell phone. We want to be reachable at all times. It's rare nowadays that people are without cell phone or a means for communication. With $0 this and free term that posted on almost everything, it's no wonder everyone is online all the time. In what ways has it changed us? Was the man in the movies on a business call? Was he speaking to a loved one? Maybe making plans to see another movie. Participating in human interaction is so much more than just being there or doing something in a group. I am finding it harder to have face-to-face meaningful conversations, especially with my current generation. Are we becoming less social? Ringing cell phones are so distracting, they actually reduce our ability to remember information and slow our capacity to get back on task once the ringing stops. It is interesting to see how early technology, as opposed to the evolved technology, has a way of sustaining its power, as every form of technology relies on the foundation model at some point. Similar to how, when we are at home, we still check the phone for a missed call. It took almost a century for landline phones to reach saturation, or at the point at which new demand fell off. Mobile phones, though, achieved saturation in just 20 years. Smartphones are on track to half of that, and tablets could be faster. What do we want? It. We want it. Whatever it is, we want it. It's a social status symbol to have a fancy way to share your virtual status, especially apparent with the youth of today. Ringxiety. Ringxiety is a term that was invented by psychologist David Laramie, who attended the California School of Professional Psychology, and is where the term was first introduced. Ringxiety comes from the human state of readiness that first develops in cell phone users. Many cell phone users nowadays mix up the sound of a ringing phone with something similar. Our brain is expecting a call constantly. We hear tones that resemble our ringer on our phone, and we truly believe someone is calling us. Where is it going next? What do we want? Why is it easier nowadays to be experienced with technology? Is it because we have grown and updated ourselves from versions 1.0 to 10? Now with over a decade of experience with similar technology? This past year we saw the not-so-old $399 plus iPhone 4 replaced by its far superior brother model, the iPhone 5. Now with that though comes a free price tag for the now out-of-date product, being the iPhone 4. Personally, I have no drive for new technology, and I can wait for demand to die off, or better yet, for a free discount to apply. Here, a leaked internal RIM document, basically a roadmap of their product launches for the year 2013, shows a once hurting Canadian company has no plans of slowing down this year. They plan to launch a fresh product or update every quarter this year. 2013 is certainly looking like a turnaround year for RIM. They have even managed to hide two products from the media, codenaming them Nashville and Naples, even amongst a very busy BlackBerry 10 launch year. Who is leading the industry? This graph was taken from Wikipedia and just shows the current figures for the top technology industry giants. It is recent to 2012, and I see no surprises. Apple dominating the industry seems to be the norm, but only by a mere $500 million, with Samsung creeping up. Apple's low employment number is puzzling, while not only dominating the market, still having the lowest employment numbers. The only real troubling things to me was seeing where Sony's revenues ranked, as well as Intel, two very big prominent names around most North American homes. How can we stay grounded during technology changes? It's okay to start your day with a connection, but to revolve your life around it is becoming all too real. Don't let your wandering mind take precedence over your physical self needs as you wait for your BBM to be read or your comment to be liked. Technology has done a lot for the greater good of society as a whole. It keeps us connected in ways that was never possible before. But when you see yourself consumed by the next status of so-and-so, or waiting for your YouTube remark to have a response, just go offline. You may find it hard to set aside time every day to go offline, and this is all the more reason to really push yourself to disconnect just for a few times a day. Thank you all very much for viewing. Any feedback and comments, please feel free to email me at brendanoldman@hotmail.com. These are the following references. Again, thank you very much for viewing.